Hi. The modern theosophical movement, founded by Elena Blavatsky, has three main declared objects. The first one is the creation of a nucleus of universal brotherhood that would, among other things, prevent world wars. This is under construction in the first half of the 21st century. The second object of the modern theosophical movement is the comparative study of Eastern and Western scriptures, sacred scriptures, and the development of the discernment which allows us to see the same universal, eternal wisdom present in the different religions and philosophies that we may know. And the third object is the understanding, the study, the understanding, and the development of occult powers in human consciousness. Now, what does that mean? Occult powers are the hidden powers latent in our souls, and they are spiritual, of course. So we come to the issue of how can we expand our spiritual powers. Expanding our spiritual powers, which are mostly latent, means the transference of our powers, of the powers of our soul, from the lower self to the higher self, from the mortal soul to the immortal soul, so to say. And then the next step is to observe how we how we have been scattering our powers, our vital powers, the powers as managed by our lower self. What degree we have of mental dispersion, what degree we have of emotional dispersion, how dominated by dispersion are our actions, how many objects and wishes we have in our lives. All of these is putting our potentially sacred vital energy into the dustbin of short-term desire and short-term misinformation, short-term illusion. As if we had 2,000 years to live. Well, we may have several and as many thousands of years to live as we want, but not in this present body. So from the point of view of our lower self, there is no time to waste. And there are no energies that should be wasted from the point of view of our concrete body, concrete, let us say, vehicle in our present lifetime. We have every reason to be as wise as we can in the use of our vital, potentially sacred energies. So, the way to expand our spiritual power is to reduce our unspiritual energies. Okay? To reduce the short-sighted illusions that often influence our immediate actions in the cycle of 24 hours. It is by reducing our mental dispersion, our emotional dispersion in our confusing actions and conflicting actions that we will effectively develop spiritual power, the power of our immortal soul. Less is more. Less desire, more will. Less desire, more happiness. Less desire, more contentment. More contentment, more happiness, more power. More real power, more spiritual power. Clairaudience, clairvoyance are not spiritual powers. They are the powers of the soul on a psychic, lower self level. Spiritual powers are beyond that, are beyond and above the five senses. So it is not useful from a spiritual point of view to develop such physical abilities as seeing things and all that. Spiritual will is spiritual power. Magnetism, spiritual magnetism, is the task in terms of development of Raja Yoga abilities, the yoga of yogas. And this is also real Christian mysticism, the development of the abilities, of the potentialities of the soul, the source of real happiness, the source of bliss, the source of peace, and then radiate it to other beings around us.